TBWS Daily.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, November 2nd. TBWS Daily here. I'm your host, Patrick Vogelpool. In the news today, the New York Attorney General has filed a lawsuit against eAppraise IT for conspiring, allegedly, with Washington Mutual to produce fraudulent appraisals. Officially, WAMU has now suspended its relationship with eAppraise IT. That is according to MortgageDaily.com. Also, talk about good year, bad year stuff. This time in 2006, there were 503,000 people employed in the mortgage industry, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This year, 403,000 people. So we're still here. The herd's thinning, but we're still here, and that's awesome. And here's a guy that's awesome. He's got new shoes, too. Check him out. You're all fashionable. Frank Ray.
Thanks, Pat.
No problem, dope kicks.
I'm trying, man.
You're looking
Actually,
good.
these aren't new. Where have you been?
I don't know.
All right, whatever.
Sorry.
It is Think Big Friday, baby. I love Think Big Friday. You know why?
Why?
Because we get to kind of drop all the small stuff.
Drop it.
You know what I mean? And kind of think of the big things.
Yeah.
Okay, so going into Think Big Friday here, these are some of the things we should really think about. Remember the 5 spheres. I'll do them real quick, okay? We got our spiritual life, our family life, our personal life, our business life, and our financial life. And it's good to look back at last week or the past few weeks or even the last month, see how am I doing in those categories? Do I even think about those things?
Right.
You know, and if I don't, well, those are some things we should think about. So for this weekend, you know, I think you know what, guys? We've been beat up all week, haven't we? We've been beat up by this HR 3915 or whatever it's called, you know, and all this YSP stuff, and just everybody's worrying about things. Let's relax this weekend a little bit. Let's relax this weekend. Do something with your family. Get spiritual this weekend, man. Make it to that church function or whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
Okay? You know, I think that's real good advice, okay? When we look back at this week, though, something to consider is this. You know, we're always looking to celebrate our victories, right? We're always looking to celebrate the win. It's like if we funded that tough loan, that's a win, and we want to celebrate it. Or if we finally got that loan app in that we were working on, that's a win, and we celebrate, right? But what we should really consider celebrating is our efforts, man.
Absolutely.
You know, we put in a lot of work, and we do a lot of things. I know we're all trying to do things, new things, different things. Excuse me, you know, with what we talk about here on Think Big, Work Small, but look back at this week and celebrate your efforts tonight. You know, go home and have that milkshake.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. Celebrate the efforts. We also need to look back at our mistakes, right?
Yeah.
We need to consider where we kind of blew it. We don't get down on ourselves about it.
No.
Right? We're thinking big, right?
Yes.
We look back at it, we go, okay, I know what not to do next time.
Yes.
And we move forward. Okay?
Right.
Now, when it comes to mistakes,
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, married men have a big advantage in this category. You know why?
Why is that, Frank?
Because they don't really have to remember their mistakes. Because, see, their wife remembers every single one of them. No problem.
Not my
No
wife.
problem. It's true, too.
Not
I was
mine.
testing this theory out on my wife
Yeah.
because I was reading about this theory.
Yeah.
And so I asked her the other night, I go, hey, babe.
Yes.
I go, can you remember a mistake I made in 2003? She said, what month? Okay. I said, I don't know, maybe June, something like that. She goes, bought a motorcycle without telling me. And she was right.
I didn't buy a motorcycle, Joanna. I didn't buy a motorcycle.
She was right. I did. So, guys, you got an unfair advantage. Just ask your wife, hey, what did I do wrong this week? She'll tell you right away. No problem. You other guys might have to think about it. At any rate, you guys have a fabulous weekend. We'll hit this thing again next week. Think big.
Work small. I never bought a motorcycle.